Imagine if Minecraft, Left 4 Dead, and Dwarf Memes had a baby in a collapsing cave. That's Deep Rock Galactic. But is it still worth playing now, or is it just nostalgia bait? Deep Rock Galactic surprised me more than I expected. By the end, it's going on an S to board, but you'll still have to stick around and see whether it climbs or crashes. Hello people, for the first installment of 100 games you should play, we're taking a proper look into Deep Rock Galactic. In this video, I'm going to break down what Deep Rock Galactic actually is. What does it do better than most co-op games? The stuff that annoyed me, to see if the humour lands, and at the end I'm putting it into a tier list from S to shit, to see if it really belongs in 100 games you should play. Section 1. What is Deep Rock Galactic? Deep Rock Galactic is a co-op sci-fi shooter where you play as an angry space dwarf, or dwarfs, really, because there's multiple, but we'll get onto that. Working for an evil mining corporation, you're dropped into random caves, mine resources, shoot alien bugs, and try to escape before everything collapses on you. It's part horde shooter, part platformer, part screaming at Molly because you can't find her.
Time to pay Molly a visit.
I'll assume it's a her because the name's Molly. Session 2. What does the game do well? The pros. The four classes actually feel like they need each other. Scout lights everything up, Engineer builds paths and turrets, Gunner holds the line with a minigun and a shield, Driller literally makes tunnels where walls used to be. This isn't just 4 people with 4 different guns, it's 4 people with different ways to break the map. Every mission is a new cave. It could be cramped tunnels or massive arenas where full damage becomes the 5th enemy. The salt pits, where I spend a lot of my time, are beautiful and completely trying to kill you with falling crystals and crumbling platforms. You get credits and materials from missions and slowly unlock better builds for each class. Early game feels a bit weak, but it's satisfying when your gun finally feels like a gun and not a noisy hairdryer. Section 3. The problem and nitpicks. If you're new, the game kind of throws you in and says,
Rock and stone!
If you don't like repeating missions for cosmetics or a tiny slack upgrades, you might not grab you long term. Section 4. The humour and dwarf one-liners. One of the best parts of Deep Rock Galactic isn't just shooting or the mining, it's how stupidly funny the dwarves are. The game consistently throws out one-liners, insults, chants that make even a bad mission feel entertaining. As characters, the dwarves are loud, grumpy, and way too excited about extremely unsafe work. They yell at each other, complain about management, and toast to danger with beer like it's a company policy. The humour mostly comes from timing. When a mission goes badly, you get lines like,
Game over, boys!
or,
Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you die.
and it somehow makes the wipe feel less annoying. When you're mining or exploring in silence, a dwarf suddenly shouts,
Allow me to illuminate the situation.
as they throw a flare that keeps the run from feeling repetitive. In longer sessions, a random mix of voice lines can make you feel like your dwarves are having their own little conversations in the background, which gives the game way more personality than you expect from a co-op shooter. For me, most of the humour works because it leans into the idea of an overworked, underpaid space miners coping with dark situations by making jokes, drinking, and yelling at each other. It can get a bit spammy if someone is constantly spamming
Rock and stone!
and a couple of lines might be cringe depending on your taste. But overall, it gives the game a very distant identity. So, if you like co-op games with a strong sense of personality, a lot of dumb but lovable voice lines, this humour style is a big plus. If you prefer sci-fi serious and quiet, this might be too loud for you. It's time to put Deep Rock Galactic on the 100 games you should play tier list. For this series, the scale goes from S all the way to shit. S being, you absolutely need to play this, no excuses. A being, strongly recommended, just a couple of warnings. B being, good, but more niche with the bigger credits. C and D is where games start to fall apart, and it is, you should not buy this game. Or should you? I really enjoyed the solo experience, learning the game with Bosco, fighting out the caves, slowly understanding what my gunner is actually supposed to do. But I also made the classic mistake, installing it, jumping straight into co-op with zero idea of what I was doing, and immediately annoying my teammates. If you treat co-op like the deep end and solo like the shallow end, the game feels way much better. So with that in mind, Deep Rock Galactic goes into A tier. I think it absolutely deserves a place in 100 games you should play, especially if you've got friends or you're willing to learn solo at first. But that rough and early co-op experience stops it short just for S for me. So, as always, thank you for watching. This has been my first episode of 100 games you should play. If you enjoyed this Deep Rock Galactic review, please hit subscribe so you don't miss the game I throw onto the tier list. I've already got a few games lined up that deserve a second look. So if you got any suggestions or a game that you think belongs in S or straight to drop in the comments. New episodes are coming, so if you want to see where your favorite game lands on this board, stick around. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep playing good games. Love you. See you later.